Hello and welcome to the Center for the Future of Museums Digital Badging Project. I'm Elizabeth Merritt, Founding Director of the Center, and I'm here to give you an overview of our course content. We have organized our materials into 4 levels, each of which has an associated digital badge. These 4 levels chunk the basics of strategic foresight out into digestible assignments, and if you complete each assignment within a level, you earn the corresponding badge. Our first level is scanning, which is about the process of finding, collecting, and organizing information that will underlie your forecasts. It's a somewhat technical section. It's about compiling tools. If you're already very digitally savvy, you may blaze through it. If you don't use the web for finding and organizing information very much yet, it might take you longer, but please have the patience to work through it assignment by assignment, starting with creating your scanning framework. And this is going to lead you through the process of choosing what it is you're going to look for, what subjects you're interested in, but making sure that that framework is broad enough to give you a good overview of what's going on in the world. Then we're going to walk you through the process of organizing and tagging your scanning hits, because when you amass this much information, you'd better have a system for storing and retrieving it, or it's going to be like having a vast personal library with no system for shelving it and no card catalog. We're going to walk you through the process of creating your own digital news feed, mashing together news sources from across the web, as well as creating an aggregation platform that will give you a different way of pulling in information from trusted sources that reliably have material of interest. Here you're going to create your digital water cooler as you choose a form of social media, whether it's Twitter or Pinterest or Instagram, and use it to connect with interesting people who share things in a very quick and informal way that gives you glimpses of edgy developments in the world. And finally, you have an assignment called the Implications Wheel, where you begin to analyze the significance of any given scanning hit to get you into the habit of thinking critically as you read. The second level is about drivers of change, and this is where things begin to get interesting as we think about how this scanning informs your opinions of how we're going to move into the future. Drivers of change are the things that shape our path into the future. They include trends, things that change slowly over time, events, things that happen suddenly and can disrupt our course into the future, choices that you or organizations can make, and finally we're going to take a look at how these forces interact with each other to create patterns of change and what this can tell us in terms of foreseeing significant changes. As we look into the future, it's very important that we envision what particular potential futures look like, and these are called scenarios, well fleshed out stories of fictional futures that could come to pass. In your introduction to scenarios, you're going to read or view in depth a scenario created by an author or a director. You're then going to create your own little beginnings of a scenario or a story seed that is relevant to your scanning. You're going to learn how to take the scenario created by yourself or created by others and build out details that help you explore those fictive futures. And finally, in the final level, strategic foresight, you're going to bring it all home by seeing how these skills can apply to institutional planning. You're going to take a look at scenarios that have been developed for another sector, put yourself in the place of the director of an organization making choices based on those scenarios. And you're also going to pretend to be the director of the Museum of the Emerald City of Oz, one of our favorite fictional museums, as it creates its strategic plan based on some foresight work that's been done for the museum. And finally, we have an optional extra credit assignment. If you work in an organization that has a strategic plan, you're going to have the opportunity to apply your forecasting to your plan and take a critical look at what you might want to do differently based on your glimpses of where we might be going. If you complete all 4 of those levels and earn all 4 of those badges, you will earn the overall Museum Futurist badge. There's another kind of digital badge available through this process as well, and these are badges that are about behavior rather than content. And there are 2 kinds of behavior we would like to encourage. One is we would like to encourage you to be a helpful colleague to other learners. If you assist one of your fellow co-pilots by giving feedback in the discussion boards, sharing a piece of advice or information, etc., they can award you the Awesome Co-Pilot badge, and I hope all of you earn at least one of these. The second badge is for helping me improve the site. Submitting feedback on the assignments in the site itself can earn you the Badge Critic badge. If you earn it 5 times, you'll get a special gift pack from the future as a thank you from us. Well, that's the site. While we haven't programmed it to force you to complete the assignments in the order they're presented, I highly recommend you do so. Otherwise, you're going to hit material that only makes sense in light of earlier stuff you haven't done yet. With that, go forth and earn badges.